NLP, I feel like, is giving me a little bit of a taste of how we communicate, whether it be verbally or nonverbal, which is like 90% of the time, it's all nonverbal. Um, and I don't see it so much as being a modality, but a form of communication, but also observing behavior, observing patterns, observing physiological changes. So I didn't think I would like NLP, to be honest. Lexi and Joe asked me to be the first one to kick this off. I'm a big fan now, and I'm a full-on misty woo witch. So NLP is just one of those things that I use all the time now, and I'm surprised that I use it.
Yeah, totally. And for me, actually, Joe and I began our NLP journey at the same time. And the reason I said yes to becoming certified in NLP is because I felt like I lacked the deeper unconscious change work and the ability to do that. I understood how to coach on a conscious level, but I didn't know how to like get underneath the surface and to really understand the inner workings of the mind and how our language and the way that we store pictures and images affects our reality. And so that sounded really cool and magical to me. And while it can be super geeky and nerdy and, neuro-linguistic programming, there is a magic to it as well. And so I love, Vicky, that you're like, I'm a very misty witch over here. And yet you can kind of take the magic from it, or you can go in a way to the very nerdy, we're going to program the brain and the mind and it's a machine. So I think what's really cool about this, as with everything, is you can really make it your own, but it really helps you learn the language of the unconscious mind and get into that subconscious nitty gritty space where it can feel so elusive to so many of us. And yet it's like that being able to kind of go through that back door and create change with your client in a way that is fast, that is potent and immediate. And that was really sexy to me at the time, because I felt like my sessions were taking so long to see change happen. And then change was happening very, very quickly in these sessions when NLP was involved. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it really just helps us to be able to take that observational perspective and be able to analyze things in a different way, and really not just like Vicky was saying, not just the verbal communication, but also our physiological communication and our energetic communication. So it's really, really fascinating. And I think that was also like my reason for wanting to do NLP, was to just like deepen that understanding of like, oh, well, what else is there to know about this whole subconscious mind thing? Like, what's going on? And I think my favorite part was learning about how our memories are stored and dealing with pictures and our internal representations. It was all just so fascinating. So it really does feel like magic once you have this understanding. It's like, oh, wow, all of this is happening in like seconds. It's taking place. So it's truly fascinating. And I think it's also great for us to have, just on a personal level, to create and cultivate deeper relationships, because it really does help us to nurture our communication style a little better, and really just be able to understand others and what they're trying to say or what they mean, and like reading between the lines. So I love NLP always and forever. And so when Vicky was like, oh, NLP, I was like, but it's so good, and you actually use it all the time. But sensory acuity, is one of those other things. I think that is a huge benefit to have in our toolkit, to notice the really, really subtle changes. So whether that's someone's face flushing or the way that they're adjusting themselves when they're talking about something. So it really is just one of my favorite coaching tools for sure.